We are here at Printed Solid, where we're going to be taking a look at amazing things, from making filament right here in the USA to the brand new initiative from Prusa Research, the PRUSA, where Prusa printers are now going to be assembled right here in America, which is pretty awesome. But before we show you the filament line and all the awesome things that are happening here, because, oh man, have things changed at Printed Solid since the last time that we were here, including double the extrusion lines from last time. Let's go talk with Dave and see what he's up to. Come along. In here, we've got Dave's office. Wait, this isn't Dave's office. Nero was in here a couple of years ago. We gotta find Dave, come on. Is his office in here? No, this is just Domingo.
Yeah, hi, thank you for calling Printed Solid. This is Domingo speaking.
Where's Dave's? Oh, David. Oh, Printer Farm. Oh, is this? We found him. We found David Randolph, Mr. Printed Solid himself, hanging out. You're hiding from us now. What the heck's going on?
I'm just trying to slowly move to the back of the building over time.
Trying to just make it so the riffraff can't find you, huh? I see how it is. I see how it is. There's so much here to show you guys. Obviously, now your office is, there used to be extrusion lines here.
The two extruders were right here in my office, sitting right here.
Does it just feel like home for you, just to be sitting around where they used to be?
I feel like it's where I'm gone back home. It's where I began.
So a lot has changed here at Printed Solid in the past year since we've been here.
The only person that hasn't moved is Dustin, but he has been promoted. He is our Director of Operations.
Ooh, fancy. Well, let's go check out the extrusion lines and see what's new here at Printed Solid, because I'm told there might be some shiny stuff happening.
Oh yeah.
Last year, you guys saw us on the extrusion lines, but it's a little bit different. Normally, the extrusion lines were through that door back there, and well, you don't look a whole lot like Heather. We got Matt here, who's kind of the guy behind all the craziness now that is the now 3+ extrusion lines at Printed Solid. Matt, talk to us about what is different about these lines now.
So since April, since I came on board with Printed Solid, we've done a couple upgrades to the lines. We've got the vacuum system that delivers our pellets over to the lines.
So no more buckets?
No more buckets,
I like
no more
the buckets,
mixers.
man. That was fun.
The pellets get fed into the doser, or into the extrusion line.
Yep.
And we've added these 2 hoppers on the sides now.
Now, what are these hoppers? Because I can see a beautiful vibrant red and what I'm fairly certain is TPU. So does that mean we're making Elixir?
It may very well mean we're making Elixir.
Coming soon, TM, to a Printed Solid near you. This is Ruby Red Elixir and it's beautiful. But what do these dosers do?
So the dosers allow me to pick, we used to go on a ratio system of collar to raw material, whether it's PETG or PLA. That allows me to now just tell it, this is the percentage. And as we run the line faster or slower to meet demand, it speeds up and slows down the amount of color going in the system. When we were doing the buckets, there was a better chance of imperfection in the color consistency.
Yep.
Now that color consistency, we've gotten them dialed in over the last couple of months. We started with 1 line, and once I had that line all figured out and working good, we deployed it out to the other 2 lines for the Jessen filament.
This system is beautiful because you're pulling out of a hopper now. It's coming through a vacuum system, similar to like a pellet extruder for a 3D printer, just way bigger. Yep. You're dosing your correct color, so it's consistent across the entire thing. So Matt, you're kind of the automation guy as all of this, and I hear you got a bit of a secret you're doing too.
Every day as I walk through the lines here, I'm looking at the lines, how can we improve them? And one of the biggest improvements that we're starting to put the pieces together for is we've got the doser, which gives us a digital output. We have online.
Is that a wireless screen too?
It's not actually. It's a 3D printed case, but I ripped the display out of the big control box that came with the doser and hid that down underneath.
Now you have it's all mechanically and electrically controlled, so you guys get more consistent product and theoretically faster as well.
faster. We get quality control, automated quality control from all the sensors. Everything that we're pulling into Home Assistant now.
Yep.
We have all that to make sure that the product going out the door is more consistent. Last time you guys were here, our air supply system was just a vertical air compressor.
Yep.
We now have 2 large industrial air compressors to run the system.
They're much quieter.
And the biggest,
much quieter.
the biggest benefit to the entire system, the dosers, the vac system, the air compressors. We used to mix everything and carry it out here in buckets, like you said, and dump it right in the hopper.
Yep.
These things are mechanical beasts. Mechanical beasts go down occasionally.
Yep.
If that happens in the middle of one of my runs, I now have buckets, 5-gallon buckets full of material that's mixed, that's now potentially absorbing moisture. And if it sits for longer than that shift,
Yep.
it's trash. I don't have that. I can literally, with the slide of a valve and a few pellets that fly at you, I can shut that line off, pump that last little bit out, and that line is now dead. Now, I don't want to leave that off too long.
And that's a 3D
that is a
blast
3D
gate for
printed
reference.
gate valve, yep.
We've noticed this throughout our tour that there are so many custom 3D printed parts here that you guys have just done to make your lives easier.
We literally use our business, what we sell, to sometimes make permanent changes, modifications like these displays.
Yep.
Other times, emergency repairs to keep a line going. I could name a whole bunch of different things that I've printed just to get the line running for the next shift.
To be able to quickly iterate, make changes, make adjustments, and make things more efficient means you get more uptime, you get better efficiency, and when you do have downtime, you've created those systems in place to make sure you don't have problems. And well, that enables materials like Elixir to get on the shelves faster. Let us know in those comments, though, what is your favorite color of Elixir? For me, it's the Silver Fox that they won't let me use that actual name, but it's because it was the color that we made last year. We need it to be called Silver Fox. I'm sorry.
See what I can do. And if I can add one more thing on to the request of your favorite colors, there's no colors that aren't on the market that you want to see, because with the dosers, we get to do a lot more experimenting and product development. Who knows, you might have a suggestion that comes on the market.
And I will commit that if you came up with the color and you put it in those comments and Matt lets me know that it's because of that comment, we will ship you a roll of that filament, because well, Printed Solid enables us to get you guys filament on live streams 100% free as part of a giveaway that we do. So if you do want to win some awesome Printed Solid filament, make sure to get subscribed, because every time we go live, we give away some awesome filament from Printed Solid. There's so much more to see here in Printed Solid. So follow us as we go take a look at all the new things that are here because of Prusa. Come on. Now at the front of the line, we can see the beautiful Royal Ruby Jesse's Elixir that is getting made here as we start to spin up the Elixir side of Printed Solid. But Matt, we've been talking about efficiency. You've got some more efficiencies up here. Talk to me about this.
So one of the things, we ran into a little bit of an issue over the summer. There was a little bit of a spool shortage. We couldn't get spools fast enough. This was the first time where I took it upon myself to saw a problem and solved it. On the Prusa line, we have breakaway spools for doing the refills.
Okay.
I made a Jesse trash spool that's a breakaway, so we can spin a nut out.
Take a look at this.
And literally take that apart and just dump the filament right off of it.
How long did this take you to get right?
About a half hour to do the model in Fusion 360.
Dang, look at you. You got any free time? We're hiring engineers.
There you go.
By the way, the tool comes off. This is the tool for tightening and loosening the spools together. That's super cool.
So now we're not wasting the spools.
Right.
I don't have to pay an operator to stand there and hand unspool it if we want to try to save the spool.
Well, now that you guys have the print farm here too, you're able to quickly get it done.
Correct.
We gotta love it. And just watching this beautiful Elixir get put onto the spool,
It's mesmerizing.
When you guys hear the alarms or you see the little red light behind us, that means it's just out of the really, really tight tolerance that Printed Solid puts on themselves. Doesn't mean it's a bad roll. It means, because your tolerances that you guys like to hit are very, 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 very tight. And that just tells you when you're outside of your tolerances. Correct. When it's to be outside of a tolerance that your 3D printer or a sellable spool, that light will be going for quite some time. So one thing that we've noticed, I don't see those lights going off very often.
Correct.
You guys have really tightened things up. And this whole pneumatic system here is beautiful. Again, efficiency, efficiency, efficiency.
Yep, the lights are there so that our operators, as we introduce the dosers to the lines, they can visually see it. We have collar samples that they'll hold up to the spool.
Yep.
Under that same even lighting. Used to be one of those, the best option I had was to walk outside on a cloudy day and compare a spool.
Yeah, so it takes what, about exactly the right amount of time for Kevin to come over here, get it cut, get a little piece of tape put on the end, stick it to the spool, and then it goes into the hands of awesome people. Man, that hydraulic system is so cool.
Just got to keep your fingers clear. That's all.
Yeah,
That's another one. We can't let you play with it.
Oh, but I want to crush my fingers in the hydraulic press. Camera lady Amber's like, no. Heather's like, no. Kevin and Dave are like, yeah, you know what? Honestly, that might look kind of cool. Might be good for the content. Look, I'm all about entertaining, okay? Thank you, Matt, for showing us everything about these lines. I wish we could show you the Prusament lines. We're not allowed to, I'm sorry. But it does look pretty cool. And yes, it is orange, as is tradition. When is all this gonna get painted orange?
I don't know. I think Dave favors red.
I say that we go check out some of the assembled in USA Prusa printers that are happening right here at Printed Solid. Thank you so much for showing this to us.
And before you go to assembly, I'm gonna send you home with something that assembly can't. There's the very first spool of Jesse Elixir to leave Printed Solid.
My precious. My precious. Gotta go! Now over in assembly, it's very much what you would see in Prague. Like, literally exactly what they have over there.
We try really hard, and here's the reason why it looks so much like Prague stuff. There's a lot of documentation, and language barrier is always an issue. So we try to make sure that we have same tools, same workbenches, same lights, same background, same everything, just so our operators can look at all the pictures and assembly docs and know what they're doing, even if they don't have the language down. We do translate some of the documents, but it really does help bring people in and keep them synchronized across the board.
And that ensures a printer that is assembled here at Printed Solid is as close to identical as one that could come out of Prague. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I mean, as you know, with any sort of certifications or anything like that, anytime you deviate from the exact process, there's an issue. I get a little paranoid, for example, like I want them to have the same chairs, the same desks, pretty much the same water bottles, everything.
These chairs are very comfy, by the way. I do need to figure out who makes these. Like, I got a bad back. These chairs are quite comfy.
Yeah, we do that just because the operator, if they find out they're using a slightly different screwdriver, they could find out that they're putting the wrong torque on it, and that would be a problem. So we want to make sure that everything's identical as far as we can go. And
now that the Mark IV's is UL certified, you need to follow the instructions and doing it exactly the way or as close to humanly possible as it is done in Prague, so that the UL certification is maintained and these printers become the first consumer-grade 3D printer to ever obtain a UL certification like that.
Especially for the green certification, which is more about the particulates and everything like that, so we have to make sure that we're all in compliance with everything they do there.
Something that I've noticed is you are a bit of a stickler when it comes to documentation, organization, and making things a system, right?
And repeatable.
Yes. That's a big deal, making sure that you can have it be repeated not just by you, but by anybody is a big deal.
It is kind of fun because Prusa, they love making jigs and they love making little accessory tools and things like that. I can't show a lot of those to you, but they love making all those things. And of course, then we started doing it, so we started making jigs. And now I get to sit there with the development engineers over there, and we get to go back and forth, and we just keep sending each other files and going, oh yeah, you did this? Well, I did this. Oh, you made it so you can install this better. Okay, I did this. And it's really kind of a lot of fun to...
Becoming a bit of a competition, it sounds like, where who can make the best jig.
Yes, and the best way to do random stuff. I mean, I've made jigs for every sticker on the printer. And we create a lot of synchronicity between our systems so that anytime that they find a flaw in their assembly, that immediately translates over to us and it gets rolled out at the same time. We do all the same tracking and everything else like that, so it's all matched into the same system.
Like down to the exact same barcode scanners, right?
Yes, exact same everything. As of right now, we are doing just the MK4S assembly. It is our hopes that we'll start picking up more assembly work, as well as start working towards getting that real sticker on the side that says Made in America. And that's going to require some additional print farm work and getting other suppliers to supply other parts for us. But it is something we're actively working on. And as you can imagine, with all their current printers and stuff that they're working on in the future and things like that, we have to make sure we're ready for it. Because the MK4S assembly area is way different than the XL assembly area, which is way different than the mini assembly area or the enclosures or any of that other stuff. So we have to build separate areas for each one of those things.
Wow.
And they are all unique challenges.
And you do not have the kind of space that they do.
That's correct. We are working
probably the biggest challenge.
We're working on adding even more space to our place. Just so we can start adding more of that assembly and more of that Made in America type of stuff.
I look forward to when I can take a similar, picture to all the other content creators that go to the Prusa farm where your hands are up and there's nothing but as far as the eye can see of 3D printers making parts for 3D printers, which I guess, Dave, begs the question, what came first? The 3D printer or the 3D print?
A really ugly 3D prints that made a decent printer for the first 3D printer farm.
That's technically correct, because the first 3D printers were made out of wood. I would know this because my first 3D printer was made out of wood. I'm excited because we were out here last year and this space has changed so much. Here, this was storage for machines last year.
You and I were standing back here looking at the new extrusion line when I was about to install.
Which I hear is making some pretty awesome stuff. And while I would love to assemble some Mark 4S's here and get parts in the print farm, why am I going to end up working here?
Because you like me.
You are. He's pretty cool. I mean, he lets us give away filament to all you guys, which is pretty awesome. You've doubled your filament lines. We can only show you 3 of the 4 because Prusament made in USA. That's cool. It is great to see that you guys are now assembling these printers here, but you've now started to include one more thing here at Printed Solid, which we teased a little bit last year. That is, now repairs are available for in and outside of warranty right here at Printed Solid. So let's go see what happens when you got to send it in for repair. Over here in repair, it's where you send your machine if you did a bit of an oopsie. But it's not just for people that buy from Printed Solid. Printed Solid is going to be handling USA warranty and out of warranty repairs for Prusa research to some extent moving forward. Is that right?
Actually, right now, all of the repairs for the United States, if they have to come through, they will come through here. And then if Prusa wants the machine back for further evaluation, then it would go back to them.
Let's say I do have a Mark III. It's well out of warranty at this point, and I don't know what I'm doing, and at least according to the comments, that seems to be accurate. If I have issues trying to fix my printer myself, I can send it in here, and you guys can handle it, and it seems like it's pretty reasonably priced as well.
It's a normal shipping, to and from for you. We don't make any money off of that. No. We can do out of warranty repairs. And what's really nice is how we've actually gone through the first layer of GDPR compliance.
Ooh.
So you can actually go through Prusa's tech support, their online live tech support.
Okay.
Go through all their case, and then if they decide that the printer needs to be sent in for repair, the case is directly handed over to us, and we can go ahead and get it all shipped in, shipped out, fixed, repaired. We know everything that's been said. We know how to go ahead and skip past all the problems and get you going.
So instead of it taking multiple weeks often to get all the way back to Prague in Czechia, it can come right here to Delaware on the East Coast in the US.
And for, repairs and stuff like that, there's nothing worse than shipping something out of the country and then back in.
What if they happen to live in the surrounding area? Can people just bring their printers by?
Oh, absolutely. So if they're in the surrounding area, they can drop their printers off. We can do repairs for them and get them all up and running, get them going.
The next big step in this process, and when the printers are done in repair, they have to go back into a box and they have to go back out the door. But there's more here when it comes to shipping. There's now Prusament, there's Jesse, and now assembled in USA Mark IV S 3D printers, and coming soon to the other lines as well. Let's go see what has changed over in shipping, because the extrusion lines are there now. So let's go find the pile of fun boxes and see if we can, I don't know, pay a little extra to get an HT90 on an airplane. You heard nothing. Don't worry about it. It's, okay. Yeah. This is now filament storage and shipping here at Printed Solid, full of tons of Jessie PLA, from purple ice to deep purples up there. We got Brad's orange glitter, gotta love it. Tons and literally tons of storage for your favorite made in America filament, Jessie's Premium PLA, PETG, and Elixir. I love being in here because it's like, this is the ultimate inventory system where you can just grab 15 of whatever you need and you just kind of throw it in the back of your car and drive away as quickly as possible, because that's what I would do. You don't do that. Pay for everything. It is awesome to see how everything has changed. This, I believe, this used to be printer storage, and it's awesome to see how everything has come together and become more efficient. Shipping used to be a much larger area. They've now got longer space, higher ceilings, and way more storage for materials. Literally, the 285 is so high you would need a boom lift or to be Spider-Man to go ahead and get it all down. It has been amazing coming out and checking out everything here at Printed Solid, from the brand new filament lines to the repairs and assemblies for Prusa printers right here in the USA. And of course, you know, we love ourselves some Jessie filament as well. Remember, if you do want to order anything from Printed Solid, you can do so via the link in that description. Huge thank you to Printed Solid, to Dave, Matt, Kevin, and the entire team that have let us just come here and make a mess of their workspaces to show you all what it's like behind the scenes, making cool stuff here at Printed Solid. Guys, don't forget to leave a comment, get subscribed, leave a like. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. And if you can, make it in America. We'll see you later. There's 3+ lines, but we have Matt here who, oh, it's doing the thing! It's doing the thing! Oh, that's so cool. All right, we'll redo that for a second. Gotta go! It's for a bit, don't worry, we're good.
You hear Dustin just
like,
go,
what the hell's going on?
No, there's one right there that's plotting.
Yep, gotta love it.
Wait, you're still here?
I hope the mics pick that up.
Oh, okay, I'm leaving.
You're fine.
I think that's your perfect outro right there.
All right, that works.